Hey friends, it's Angela with Word and Home, and today I'm going to show you how to make this easy little DIY patriotic banner. I'm using some burlap rectangles that I bought from Hobby Lobby, and I found them over on the scrapbook paper aisle, and they came in a pad. So these work great. They have a nice backing on them. You can see here that I used my paper cutter to cut the top off where the hole was. And then I'm just using my blade to pull a few threads loose on each side to give it a frayed look. Now, if you cannot find these burlap squares, I know Amazon has something similar, but also you could just use some burlap. I know you can buy burlap scrapbook paper sheets, and you could cut that down for rectangles like I'm using here. I think that would work well. So here I have just a little triangle. I'm using it as a template. It's kind of made the consistency of cardstock. And I'm just going to trace that on the back of my scrapbook paper. I have two different kinds of scrapbook paper. I have a stripe, the red stripe that you see here, and then I also have a paper that has stars on it. Now both of these came from Hobby Lobby, but you could use any kind of paper that you want for this project. And if you don't have the little triangle template like I have here, you could easily find one on the web, I'm sure, and just print that out and use that for your template. But you're going to cut these out. I'm using 5 here, and I'm going to cut all 5 of these out and use my little triangle template here to trace. So now I'm ready to attach all of my triangles to my burlap rectangles. And so what I'm doing here is I'm just putting some Mod Podge on the back of each of my paper triangles. I'm going to let that dry or use a heat gun to dry it. And then I am going to lay it on top of my rectangles. And I am going to try that Mod Podge method that I love so well, where I iron it on. So you can see here I dried it, then I laid it on top. And then, of course, this method requires a piece of parchment paper. So I'm just going to lay that on top and then just use my mini iron and iron that. Now, you can use a large iron, of course. Just check your settings and make sure you don't get it too hot. Or if you don't have an iron, you could also just leave your Mod Podge wet and just tap your triangle, down onto your rectangle. And that's it. Once you get all of those attached, you're ready to attach them and make a banner. Now I have a wood bead banner here already hanging, as you can see, and I decided the best way to attach this would just be use a drop of hot glue in the corner of each one of my little burlap rectangles. So I'll just put a dab just right there like I showed you, and then I'm just pressing it onto the back of those wood beads, and I'm going to let that hot glue dry. Now when I'm ready to change this out, I can just use my heat gun, heat that hot glue up, and they will pop right off, and any excess glue will come off those wood beads too when it's heated up. So just FYI, you can easily change it out for every season and use the same wood bead banner. So that's it. This is my little patriotic banner that I have hanging right now for Memorial Day and the 4th. I hope that you enjoyed. Please visit wordandhome.com for more ideas. See you next time.